to earlier on is that we have to look then at the qualifications, Deputy Mayor, to be able to introduce that allowance, Deputy Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Can I just ask, sorry, Deputy, just through you, Deputy Mayor, to Mr. Robile, we are still sticking to the 31st of March as our due date, am I correct?
Yes, that's correct, Municipal.
Just so that the Deputy is aware of that.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Councillor. Let's give it to them. Okay, Mr. Ngawethu.
Thank you, Deputy. I think Councillor Best and Mr. Robile are missing the point. We have been here for the past 15 years, and Mr. Robile will tell you this matter has been going on for about 6 years now, to no solution. And it is only now that the qualifications are in issue. And even if the qualifications are in issue, why are the other 5 that do meet the qualifications are waiting for the others till the 31st of March? Whilst one person is receiving. Why don't we all wait for the 31st of March if it is honestly about qualifications? And here, if Councillor Best might not know, here we come from parity. There was a parity thing where equal work, equal pay, and it never mentions any that we're talking labor relations. It does not talk qualifications. And I don't believe that only 5 people, there are 9 or 10 people that don't need to qualify. Okay, it's not 5 people. So, and our efforts have been frustrated, and everything comes this new thing. We submitted the grievance here in March. To date, that grievance is not settled. It is clear that the grievance within 5 days must sit. The answer was received in March, in February, in fact. Mr. Robile said, no, I'm dealing with the police. Now, if we can ask him from February to date, how far is he with that police? And the policy comes from 2015, I've got documentation here from the city manager, the current one, and the current ED of corporate services. So there's no willingness to move. Now, if nothing is done now, we're going to the Labour Court. The Labour Court said let us go and open a case because there's even a legal opinion obtained last year in April that says if the workers have worked that time, you pay them, you have no other option. You must stop them from working if you do not want to pay them. You don't allow them to work, then when you're supposed to pay them, you say no, they must take break. There's no such a thing. You would know better, sir. And I want you to lead us. We're not happy as the workers, and this thing has become racial because the guy from the DA who is white is receiving the allowance. And there's no explanation. If he's getting the other 5 that Mr. Best is saying that meet the requirements must get, then the others will wait. We'll wait if we have to wait, but the others must get. Why must they wait till 31st March? And to put it into monetary value, it is 10 months now, which is the black man has been costed 250,000 rand. A black home is missing 250, whilst a white family is receiving 215,000 to date, if we put it into monetary value. So let us not be misled here. And people sort of talking nice things here and there and there and there, whereas we are suffering. The pain is with us, Mr. Best. We are the ones who are suffering. So the nice talk and you, Mr. Robile, agreeing on something that we know is not there is a problem. So let us please, let us be respected here. If Mr. Booth is shot and I am shot, we'll die the same death. We in the same risk, we risk our lives for the councillors. We are hated by people outside, our own people, because we are protecting DA councillors, and they treat us like this. I'm sorry to speak like this in the meeting. I don't disrespect anyone here, but I'm frustrated. If this thing is not sorted now, I promise you, I will go to the highest. If I have to bring the public protect, I will bring the public protect. Then Mr. Best can answer there what he's answering here now and see if it is credible.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have anything to say? All right. Mr. Mangcotywa?
Thank you very much, Deputy Executive Mayor, Councillor Best. I am hoping that we will involve labour relations in this matter, as it directly affects them. particularly the issue of the allowance that is linked to qualifications. It's something that we need to interrogate in line with the principle of equal work, equal pay. Especially if people are doing the same thing, they are expending the same hours, exposed to the same dangers. And when it comes to payment, there's disparity. I think it's something that we need to interrogate. Also, what Councillor Best is putting on the table, the question of the 31st of March, it's something that we need to interrogate further and then see the viability of the date, for an example. If it is going to be possible, I'm not saying it is not Councillor Best, I'm just because it's coming to me for the first time. Just to interrogate the feasibility of it, if it's feasible by that time to achieve a particular qualification. These are just things that I'm coming across for the first time, Deputy Executive Mayor. So I will not be able to say definitively this is my response to these issues. But I know, as a matter of fact, that we've been faced with a situation where people have worked more than the required number of hours. And in that instance, we would require the pre-approval. Was there pre-approval in the first instance? It becomes difficult to deny that person if there is proof. There's timesheet here, there is pre-approval by the supervisor. For us not to approve, it becomes difficult, but we interrogate those issues quite extensively. It's something that we need to look at, Council. I know that in the past, toil has been a funny issue. It's something that workers don't enjoy much.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one area that we also need to see. How do we navigate against that? Because if you put toil on the table, then the discussion becomes heated because people want money, not time off. So we need to find a solution to that one as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor?
Deputy, I just want clarity from, through you, please, Chair.
No, it's fine.
To Mr. Mataka, because there's something worrying me here. I have been informed by the administrators that all the claims up to the 60 hours have in fact been paid. Is that, am I wrong or am I correct?
That is correct. Yes, up to 60
The 60 hours have been paid.
There's outstanding, which is the rest. Whilst electricity is getting, if electricity works 100 hours, they get 100 hours. If public health works 200 hours, they get 200 hours. It is only us that are stopped at 60.
So it's
I even have proof that now what was approved more than 60 hours, it was now sent on the 29th of June. The Executive Director of Public Health and the Acting Executive Director approved more than 60 hours for people in public health. Here's the proof, I even have it.
I would like to get that to help me.
So this thing is only frustrating us.
Yeah.
It only applies to us.
This is news to me, Deputy. I would like a document like that I can engage with my officials so that we can then present a case.
Okay.
Because it is our workers.
Yeah, oh yes.
Malapa is my man that I must protect.
Yes.
And I expect him to protect me, which he does very well. You know what I mean? So I'm as I've told you before, I'm very for them. It's not that I'm against, but I want to do it within the administrators must do it within the legal framework that we don't get a unqualified audit. So what I want to propose is that we'll go out from my side. I will call a meeting with Mr. Brown as the acting ED. We are seeing corporate services later today as well on another issue. I will bring this up and then we must further engage immediately on this so that we can come up with a solution that we are there. And I don't think I'm against Mr. Mataka's proposal that the the 4 or 5 CPOs that have qualified, remember I took all their details because of the fact that some of them are not even registered by Cllr, and so they are not allowed to do CPO work. In terms of the law, not me, the laws of this country says you are not allowed to perform any security guard or close protected remuneration, additional remuneration, unless you are registered with the regulating authority body, which is Cllr. So if you are not Cllr registered, you actually cannot claim something that, but we want them. So what we've said is, I identified it immediately. The first time I looked at it, I said, guys, here's a problem. I come out of the security industry. We need to register these people immediately. So all of them must be registered. Once they are registered, we can give them time frames to complete the CETA modules. But let's get them registered as CPOs immediately. That is a must. We can't go around. That's why we instructed Mr. Robile to write the letter. So I'll follow up on that letter as well.
Thanks very much. So Councillor, what's up? Mr. Mataga will give you the other information that you don't have. Okay, well, it's fine, so that you can be able to take up, with your ED this particular theme of payment after hours. Okay, which is fine around that. The other thing that I want us to quickly clarify, okay, I'll give you, the other thing that is a frustration to them is around Mr. Booth, which is really a very, very matter that we don't want it to blow out. Otherwise,
absolutely,
it will come with a very, very devastating for this coalition government. Devastating. No, I
agree with you.
Yes.
Look,
so
I've investigated. Booth gets paid no overtime. So I did investigate that. He gets paid no overtime.
Okay.
But I want them to. You are correct. They must all be equal. We give them an allowance in lieu of overtime. That is my goal, where I'm working to as a matter of urgency. That's where I'm working to as a matter of urgency to address this matter once and for all. Because as Mr. Madaka is saying, this has been going on for 6-7 years. So I want this. I've said, I want this. I want our workers to be happy. How can I expect a close protected officer to look after you if there's a threat in your life, but he's not happy with his salary? Can't have that.
Okay.
So,
okay. Thanks very much. Okay, Mr. Mata.
Mr. Robile, I must take Mr. President to confidence. Here we had a director of security, which is Hans. Hans never registered any of the security guards of the metro to Cllr. We had legal fights with Cllr. Was Hans. None of the security guards, unless he has registered them now, none of them in the Nelson Mandela municipality were registered with Cllr. So this Cllr qualification that is coming up with as a stumbling block in our thing is, it was never part of Nelson Mandela. Second, Nelson Mandela paid out monies for CPOs to be trained. I don't know the SACITA qualification is talking about. We all have it. We were paid. The council took us to Pretoria in 2009 for information. That's why I'm saying, Mr. Robert, I don't know why he doesn't tell you these things. We have all the qualifications he's talking about. That's why I'm shocked to hear today that we do not meet the requirements. The council paid monies. We were transported to Pretoria. We stayed there for a month or two, paid for them by council. We were trained. We came back with our certificates. It is an international recognized qualification. I'm shocked to hear today that we do not meet the requirements. Mr. Robile was there. That's why I'm saying you must tell Mr. Best, no, Mr. Best, here it goes like this, here like that, and so forth. And I'm shocked to hear as well that we get the 60 hours over time. Even though we're not Cllr registered, but we do not qualify for an allowance if we are not Cllr. I don't know whether those are Cllr regulations or government regulations or municipal regulations. I don't know where that policy comes from. I would love to see that one, Mr. Best, where it says we can't get the 25,000 allowance because we're not Cllr registered. I wish to see that. Here we must go by the law. If the law does not state that, then we are eligible to get that allowance. And the allowance issue, we came up with the allowance because we were getting too much overtime. We proposed that we get this much allowance, and when Mr. Booth came in, automatically he got whilst we were struggling for the past 2 years. It's our document that was used to pay Mr. Booth. We came up with that one. We drafted that document. But instead of coming to us, it was redirected to someone else. So it is nothing new that Mr. Booth is getting. It is what was due to us. We calculated our overtime over a month. We saw that at least 25,000. Instead of claiming overtime every month, let us get 25,000 allowance. It was agreed upon in documentation. The ED at that time, Shane Brown signed it. We got those documents. But we were surprised when Mr. Booth came in. On the second month, he came in, he got that allowance. We waited up to date. That was September last year. And we must not mix issues. Sarah's got nothing to do with our allowance. If we were not getting paid at all, because it was illegal to pay us, then we'd say Sarah must kick in. But we are getting paid. And we do get our overtimes, 60 hours, and then we get the back pay in 6 months' time, and so forth, and it's been happening. So I don't see the Sarah stumbling block for us to get our overtime. If Mr. Best wants us to be registered as safe, he can kickstart that process. And he mentioned that he saw that immediately, and to date he's not done anything to register us, because we just ask for our qualifications, we go to Sarah, and all that. We've done Sarah, we know Sarah, we've been dealing with Sarah, we've been in the security industry all this time. We started here. So even a security guard that stands at the gate to register them with Sarah. It's not a train smash, it's not, it does nothing with Sarah, it's a registration where you fill in forms and you register. You don't even go in person to stand there, they evaluate you or test you on this or measure you. Nothing. It is a form. And it is just a bottleneck that was created by security industry to close off the industry for other people. That's the only thing that Sarah is. Nothing else.
Okay. Mr. Mangcotywa?
No, I was going to speak about the overtime as a matter of fact, because I'm delegated that authority to approve up to 60 hours. Beyond that, it goes to the ED. She's the one who deals with and we have had instances of people who have worked excessive hours, but there has been justification for that, particularly the past few months when there were fires all over. So those people were working extremely overtime, and we couldn't deny them, because indeed they did a wonderful job. They worked, although we would query other hours, because we've got 720 hours, and you can't work close to 720. It means you don't sleep, and we've got an obligation as the employer also to look after our workers. They can't be exposed to work without sleeping. So I was just explaining this part, that indeed even other directorates, they are faced with this challenge.
Okay. I'll tell you what we need to do here. Let Councillor Best get this extra information that Mr. Mataga is having around exactly with what you are saying, Mr. Mangcotywa, in terms of, so that he can be able to take that with his ED. So that, as you have actually said, Mr. Mangcotywa, that we have to look at that particular matter, because really, they are working under extreme conditions. And when a security guy that is protecting you, when he's not happy, then you must make sure that you are sorting it out. So that is the first thing. And then the second one that I can see, it's hitting them. It's around this particular thing, Councillor Best, the difference in terms of either the signing of the contract or the payment of Mr. Booth. And because as far as I can listen, they also want to be treated the same in terms of
problem with that.
Yeah, in terms of the allowances, because they are saying that Mr. Booth is getting 25,000 and whatever, and they got that document. Probably, maybe, Councillor Best, it might be something that you can be able to say, all right, let's, whilst you are busy doing the Cllr thing, let's also, let all of them get the same, like Mr. Booth. You know, if they are supposed to be things that are signed or whatever, let them get that particular, same privileges. Let me just put like that. And then also, then Mr. Mangcotywa, the overtime and whatever. Then you also work on the overtime. Are we then all of us together on this particular approach, colleagues? All right, Councillor Best, then you will investigate that, and then probably we can arrange another meeting next week so that we can be able to quickly finalize this thing.
I just want to say, Deputy Mayor, the day that I walked out of this office, I immediately started this ball rolling immediately after you spoke to me about it.
Yes.
And called the ED and said, this is the way the team has gone, discussed with the city manager, this is the way I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So yes, I will look at it as a matter of urgency.
Thank you very much. Mr. Saffodine?
Sorry, sir. Regarding the memo for the last 6 months now, what happens now, sir? See, the thing went these calls to the different two EDs and the ED of corporate, and the reason why the meeting was called was of the last comments. She didn't approve it because she wanted to have a look at the deputy mayors. She was questioning the deputy mayors, guys' hours, and there's a reason why this memo wasn't approved. It was approved by the ED, but there wasn't funding showing from February until May. The guy said no, indicate how much funding is available, because when we submitted the memo was the 1st of February and the ED signed the 5th of May, 3rd of May, and he said no, you can't pay. There was 461,000 budget. Then we had to redo it again, and then the accountant identified 1.7 million, and her comments was there will be sufficient budget. And went to corporate, and the director said no, she supported this thing because it was already approved in the 2016-17 budget, and it went to the ED, and she said no, she needs justification, and all rules was given, all overtime and everything was given from each, like the deputy minister side was one, I think, and the Councillor Kaiser, they signed to show that the guys did work at hours. And it came back. That's why we end up now with this meeting where it was here that she don't expect without explanation.
Right.
Because if this memo is gonna, nothing will happen, it means now end of this month submit again in excess of 60 hours. So that means it will be 6-7 months outstanding overtime if they're not being paid.
All right. All right. So, Councillor Best, will you also take this particular one out? Take this particular one out so that we can be able to get to the bottom of it. Yeah. And I don't want on my side to comment about the EDs and whatever and their comments here. I would like to keep this. I would like to keep this thing. I would like to be above on everything. I don't want to go to petty things. It's important for me to call this meeting so that we can be able to sort out matters. That is the only way, and we act professional. If people work, I will not actually ask Councillor Best. I mean, why Councillor Best? Wara. I'm not interested into that. I'm interested in what is in front of me so that we can be able to sort it out. So even this one, Councillor, fortunately, Mr. Mangcotywa is also here, and so you will take this matter up. Okay, Councillor Best, I will hear from you the developments, but then my office will arrange a meeting with your office so that we can come together next week. It's almost Friday, it's almost Thursday now. Probably, I know that immediately from here you will immediately work on the matter.
I just want to say, next week on the 11th, I'm not here. I'm going away for that day, so we can do it for the 12th. But I will liaise.
Yes, my office.
Get the wheels in rolling when I walk out here now.
In fact, my office Lynette will liaise with your PA immediately.
Okay.
Right, colleagues, thank you very much. If there is any other thing, thank you very much for this particular meeting, and I'm glad that this meeting did take place. Otherwise, we were going to actually find ourselves really into a problem. Yes. Thank you very much, colleagues. And I can see you didn't even have my tea. I provided you. No, but it's fine. It's your time.
You know, I walked into, I was in Joburg for 2 days, and I walked in, I did all my emails, but there's so many people that are phoning me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Mr. Robile,
Can you come to my, when you finish with the list, you can come to my office, please?
Okay. No, all right.
I put all the time sheets and all the
Okay. Okay.